Hello, guys. Today we are going to be doing kind of an odd page number here. Uh, for Indiana, they have the Indiana lesson. So at the bottom of it, your page numbers are going to say IN1. And these are just like lessons within chapter 7. But they hit a standard that is very particular to Indiana only. And then we have IN6. So one IN1 to IN6 right here. Make sure you put your name on it and you have staple in it. Okay. So the essential question is going to be, how are patterns used to solve problems? All right. And that's what we've been using this whole chapter so far for 4 lessons that we've been doing this. A variable like x is a letter or symbol used to represent something that's unknown. So it's kind of like where we started over here, where some of your questions might be 1 times 2 equals 8. For this unknown, we could put a letter in there. We wouldn't put an X because there's already times. So we'd put a letter in there. We might put like a letter like, say, Y. So Y times 2 equals 8. And that just stands for an unknown amount. And it's just, instead of putting a question mark in it, in algebraic expressions, that's what they use. All right. An expression like x plus 2 is a combination of variables and numbers and at least one operation. So we have a variable, we have an operation, and we have a number. And that satisfies this definition of expression where it says a combination of variable, or you can have several variables. You don't have to have one. You can have, y plus c plus 2 equals 8. Well, that still satisfies it because we have a mixture of numbers, variables, and then we have at least one operation, which is the plus. Sorry. When you replace a variable with a number, you can find the value of the expression. This is called evaluating the expression. So a lot of these problems in today's assignment are going to give you the value of the sorry, I had a coughing fit there. So most of them, like I said, are going to have letters, and they're going to give you the actual value of that letter, and then you're just going to plug. And I always had a teacher in school who would say plug and chug. All right, plug and chug. And you'll see in a little bit what I mean by that. All right, so math in my world, we're going to be evaluating these expressions by plugging and chugging. All right. Alex scored 4 goals. Teresa scored G more goals than Alex. Write an expression using the variable G. So we have to use that letter in our things here. All right. Evaluate the expression if G equals 7 to find the number of goals Teresa scored. Okay. So what you would do is you'd put down, well, Alex scored 4. So that's the 4 we get here. And it says Teresa scored G more. So we're going to say plus G because this is what she scored. All right. So we're going to say 4 plus G. And now the fact that they give it to us that G is 7, okay? So we go down here and we place 7 in place of, so we have 4 plus 7, which is 11. So Teresa scored 11 goals, all right? And that's fairly easy, to plug and chug, as I said. All right, evaluate the expression. So again, we have this expression, and it's going to mix it up a little bit here. We're going to have the order of operations that we have been working on, and then we have our variable right here, which is x, and then x equals 8. So what we do is we plug and chug. So write the expression. So we're going to rewrite the expression out like this, 15 minus x plus 5, because that's the expression right there. We just rewrite it. Hopefully you all do the same to keep yourself organized when you're doing these. Unlike a lot of things that I've been grading with you guys, I see that this is sorry, that's my dog. Okay, so we wrote out the expression again. So now we're going to plug in where x is. Instead of writing x, we're going to write the number that's 8 right here. Okay, 8. So now we do our PEMDAS. Remember how we did PEMDAS? Parentheses. We do everything in parentheses first, which that means that's going to be 13. And then we don't have any exponents in this one. We don't have any multiplication. We don't have any division. We don't have any addition. We have subtract. So we subtract them until we get 2. So this expression here, the answer is 2. Okay, for that expression, the answer is 2. Guided practice. Terrell made X sandwiches, so we don't know how many sandwiches he uses or he makes. He uses 2 slices of bread for each sandwich that he made. If X equals 6, how many slices of bread did Terrell use? So we have 2 right here, and then we have times, I guess, X, isn't it? 2 times X. And see, that's why I don't like using X as a variable when you're using multiplication. But it said X sandwiches, so this is how many sandwiches he made here. So then we have replace the X with a 6 right here, okay? Because I'm sorry, this is for the bread, all right? So technically, I guess this would be, I'm sorry, that was 2 times 6 because he used 2 slices for each one. Yeah, okay, then we put 6 in there. All right, so yeah, I got it right now. All right, so we multiply 2 and 6 together. That gives us 12, and then he uses 12 slices of bread. And again, why do we use variables? Well, we use variables to take the place of the unknown. All right, so we use variables to take the place of the unknown. All right, independent practice. This isn't that difficult either, okay? We have, we're going to evaluate, we have A equals 4, B equals 9. So wherever there's A, we're going to put a 4 in the place of it. Wherever there's a B, we're going to put a 9 in the place of it. But we got to remember that we have to do PEMDAS in place of it, okay? So we're going to rewrite this out. So A equals 4, so we're going to be 4 plus, so we're going to write 4 here. And that's going to equal 8. Pretty simple, right? Okay, right here. We put 9 in place of this right here. So 9 plus 30 divided by 6. If we use PEMDAS, there's no parentheses, there's no exponents, there's no multiplication, but there is divide, so we got to do this part first. So we're going to say 9 plus, what's 30 divided by 6? 5. And then we can easily add the end of that. 9 plus 5 is 14. Now we got to use both of them right here. So we have to look up here and say, well, B is 9, so we're going to write 9 minus A is 4. Plus 6. So now we have to solve this. Again, parentheses we do first. 9 minus 4 is 5 plus 6, and then our answer is 11. A times A minus 5. Well, A equals 4 in both instances. So 4 times 4 minus 5. According to PEMDAS, there's no parentheses, no exponents, we do multiplication. So 4 times 4 is 16 minus 5. And then we don't division, no adding, no subtracting. So we get 11 as our answer. Now, this one right here is a little different because when the variable and the number are next to one another, that means you're going to be multiplying that times that. So A equals 4. So this is like saying 3. It's like saying that right there. Okay. And when you see those two numbers together like that, it just means, again, you're multiplying. And in algebra, there's no operation there. You just know that when those are two together like that, you're going to multiply 3 times 4. Okay. And then subtract 2. Well, we do parentheses, or in this case, we're going to do multiplication first. So 3 times 4 is 12 minus 2, and that's going to give us 10. Okay. 6b plus 3 times 9. So again, we're going to look up here and say, well, b equals 9. So we're going to go down here and we're going to say 6 times 9 plus 3 times 9. Okay. So there are parentheses, but this is actually multiplication, as I said before. There's no exponents. We're going to do the multiplication. So 6 times 9 is 54. Plus, we have another multiplication we can do here. What's 3 times 9? 27. And then we add these together, and you're going to get 54 plus 27. You're going to get 1, and you're going to get 81 for this. So our answer to that one is 81. Again, pause this if you need to, if it's going too fast for you. Now we have decimals. A plus B. So the decimal right here is 0.4 for A, plus B is 6.3 or 6 3/10. Okay, that's all we got to do. Now we just have to do like we were taught. We line up our decimals like that. Line up your decimals. Add them. 4 plus 3 is 7. 0 plus 6. And then we just drop our decimal right down. So 6.7 is our answer. C minus A. Well, C is 10.05 minus A is 0.4. Well, do it again. Line up our decimals. Put the bigger number with the more up top. 10.0 or 10 and 5/100 minus. Now look at this. We have 0.4. We lined our decimals up. So remember, in this sense, we have to annex that 0 in there. And then we just subtract. That's 5. We can't do that. We got to borrow. Makes us a 9. 10 minus 4 is 6. Drop our decimal straight down. 9 minus 0 is 9. So our answer is 9 and 65/100. B minus 6. So again, B is 6.3. So we just say 6.3 minus the whole number 6. Remember, this is like saying 6.0. So we say 6.0. Subtract it, we get 3. Drop our decimal, and this is 0. So our answer is 3/10. Like I said, these are just plug and chug. That's all it is. C is 10 and 5/100. So we have the group 9 plus 10 and 5/100 minus B is 6 and 3/10. 6 and 3/10. So according to PEMDAS, we're going to do parentheses first. I can look at this and say, well, 9 plus 10 is 19. So we're going to have 19 and 5/100 minus 6 and 3/10. Now we got to line our decimals up. We go here and say 19 and 5/100 minus, put my decimal there, 6 and 3/10. Annex a 0 right here. Subtract them. 5 minus 0 is 5. Make this an 8. Bring this over here. 10 minus 3 is 7. Drop the decimal straight down. 8 minus 6 is 2. 1. Our answer is going to be 12 and 75/100 for that problem. All right. And then we have C minus B. So again, C was 10 and 5/100 minus B was 6 and 3/10 plus 5. So we have to stack these over here like we did earlier. We have to do 10 and 5/100 minus, put our decimal there, 6 3/10, and X is 0 in there. 5 minus 0 is 5. Go all the way over here, borrow makes us a 9. Borrow is 10 minus 3, 7. Decimal, 9 minus 6 is 3. All right, so we have 3 and 75/100 plus 5. Well, again, these are whole numbers, so all I got to do is say 3 plus 5 is 8, and then I have my decimal, 75/100. So 8 and 75/100 for that one right there. Okay. A plus B plus C. Okay, we have A, which is 0.4 plus, or 4/10. We have 6 and 3/10 plus 10 and 5/100 minus 7 in the end. So we have all those written out, just what they equaled up here. Okay. Now we have to add them. So we're going to go over here and we line our decimals up. 0 and 4/10, 6 and 3. Let's add those together first. 7 and 6, drop our decimal. And now we need to add 10 and 5/100. So we go 10 and 5/100 plus 6 and 7/10. Annex are 0. So that's going to be 5. We're adding now 7. And then this is 6. And that's a 1. We drop our decimal down. So we have 16.75 minus 7. Well, guess what? We got to do a little bit more math. I know it's tough, isn't it? So we have to say 16.75 minus, and remember this is a whole number, so it's like saying 7 point something. So we put a 7 right here, and we annex 2 zeros in here, and then we subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 7 minus 0 is 7. Drop our decimal straight down. 16 minus 7 is 9. So our answer, 9 75/100ths. Okay. Let's look on the back. Deirdre has $256 in her account. She adds X dollars to her account on Friday. If X is that much, $50.25, write an expression to find the amount of money in her account. Then we evaluate. Then we answer it. Remember, evaluates answer. So she has $256. It says, and she adds X dollars, which is that, and that's going to equal the total amount. Okay. Well, we're going to say $256, what she had, and we're going to plug in $50.25 right here, and that's going to give us our total amount. So we say $256, and we say $50.25, and we're going to add those together. So we're going to annex some zeros there. So we say 25 cents, $6, and then we have 3. So we have $306.25. I'm looking for all of this to be written down. In H hours, a car travels 220 miles. If H equals 4, write an expression to find the distance the car travels in 1 hour. So this is in total miles, and this is 4 H, and this is the total amount of time they drove. So we have 220 miles. This is the total. We don't want to go any higher than 220 because we want to basically split this up into H hours because we're going to see how many hours it is. All right. So we're going to divide. So basically what we're doing is we're dividing by H because we're taking that 220 miles and dividing it in however many hours it is. And that will give us the amount that it travels in 1 hour because this will be per hour. So we will say 220 divided by, they already gave us H equals 4. And that's going to equal a grand total. So we come over here and say 220 divided by 4. And this is where the division came in handy as well. We've learned all this before we come up to it. 4 goes into 2, doesn't. 4 goes into 22 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract these, you're going to get 2. Bring down our 0. 4 goes into 5, into 20, 5 times. And that equals 20. Subtract those, we get 0. So it looks like we travel 55 miles in an hour. 55 miles in an hour. To find the area of a square, you can use the formula S times S, which is basically, because a square, remember, all the sides are the same. So all we have to do is multiply one side by the other side to get the area of it. So it says here, what is the area of the square shown? Well, if S equals 12, so we just basically have 12 times 12, right? And if you know your 12, you know that that equals 144. And that's basically centimeters squared. Okay. Randall had 127 songs on the MP3 player. He deleted X songs. Delete means you're taking away, right? So if X equals 15, write an expression to find how many songs he has left, and then evaluate. So he has 127 songs, okay? And we are deleting or taking away this many. So that's going to equal something. So we have 127, and we're going to take away, it looks like x equals 15, 15. All right, well, we do our simple 127 minus 15 over here. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So we have, so it says, how many songs does he have left? Well, he has 112 songs left. Right there. Write an algebraic expression that uses the variable b and more than one operation. All right, well, we could say, we got to use the letter b, so let's go, let's put parentheses there. I like it, right? I like that one. We have, let's say, b plus 3. I'm just making numbers up, guys. That's all I'm doing. B plus 3, I don't know, times 7, right? Does that satisfy it? It says that uses the variable b in more than one operation. Well, I have plus and multiply. That's 2 operations, so I did it, right? But we're going to say b equals, let's say, 6. Okay, we don't have to answer it, but I'm going to anyway. We're going to plug in b 6 plus 3 times 7. Well, that's going to be 9 times 7, which is going to be 63. So see, I did it. Explain why the expression 3 less than x is written as x minus 3 and not 3 minus x. Well, mainly because why the expression 3 less than x, this means you're taking away. You are taking away 3 in that one. You're taking, because you're minusing 3. Okay. In the other one, you are taking x away from 3. Okay, so that's how they're different. One of them you're taking 3 away, the other one you're taking x away from the 3. All right, so you guys' own homework right now would be this page right here. Go in here and plug and chug. F equals 3, G equals 8. Remember to use PEMDAS when it comes time. Remember, this right here just means the same as what is right above it. So this would be the same as saying, well, 4 times G minus 5. Okay, it's just, we're just taking away minus 5. We're just taking away that one part right there, okay? But you got to do what's in parentheses first, so remember to do that, okay? You got to do what's in parentheses first. All right. On the back side here, you don't have very many problems. You have, looks like 3 to do. Talks about the perimeter, doesn't talk about the area, but they give you the expression right here. So you're going to be plugging in these numbers in this equation right here. Remember, this means multiply, okay? So I think the rest of it you should be able to do on your own. Make sure, again, your name is at the top of it right here. And when you're finished, turn in all 3 sheets stapled right here, Sailor, to the math box. Thank you. Good luck. If you have any questions, remember, ask me.